I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.
What's up, everybody? I'm Fu.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Main One, and we're free. Unplugged, free your mind.
Yeah, we free.
A show where we discuss and share our perspectives on an array of topics and world news from an unfiltered, unbiased, and unplugged point of view. Damn, y'all. That was my fault. I apologize. What's up, y'all? What's happening?
Y'all, what it is?
Chilling, Holmes. Chilling. I gotta oh man, you did. I guess you're gonna do it later. I just got the message about about Rumble.
Yeah, I'll upload later.
Yeah.
Are we live there tonight?
No.
For people who go to the link tree, so they'll know we can.
No, we're not live on Rumble.
But we're on YouTube and Facebook right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. And from what I read earlier, we might get terminated on Twitter because anybody that speaks about this subject, I think they're getting terminated on Twitter. But who cares? It ain't unplugged. It's my page anyway on Twitter, so I could care less. It doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay. Is that because we have a page on Twitter?
Huh?
We have Unplugged Free Your Mind on Twitter.
I need to take it. Wait. Is that mine? Or is that the flight?
No, I don't know.
I don't know which one that is on Twitter. That might be Unplugged. I don't know. I thought it was mine.
An administrative meeting at some point and discuss it.
Hey, I want to give y'all.
We can build it back. We ain't got that many followers on Twitter anyway.
Shit, nah. I want to give everybody an update on my golf shit. The only person that really knows is Jermaine. Are we at 2 minutes yet? Yeah, we at 2 minutes. I can see what I want to say. Perfect. I had to get our my Kwame Brown on. I had the timer. Make sure I'm good. When I was in Jersey, from the time I was up there until the time I left, my handicap index had dropped down to an 11.1. So from a 16.3, so I was trending down, which means I was getting better. When I bought my monkey ass back here and started playing in these tournaments and shit like that, since I was playing like elephant and dinosaur shit, my scores was going up. So my damn my handicap index has been going up. So one of the ways that you do is if you understand the game of golf, it's about breaking barriers. So a person, if they first barriers, I want to break 100. I want to break 90. I want to break 80 and so forth and so forth and so on. So for me, I'm like, short-term goal, let me focus on breaking 90. So the way you break 90 is you play your 18 holes with the goal of getting a 5 on every hole. You get a 5 on every hole, that's pretty much 18 over, whatever. So you're going to shoot like 90. I went and I did that yesterday. Now me, I am not the golfer that I was when I first started playing golf. I would say my first 6-7 years. I was a club thrower. I would break clubs, all types of shit. My temper, because I have a temper. So I don't do that anymore. But I still do get upset, but I get more upset at myself. I don't throw in the club, I don't do all that shit no more. But yesterday, my goal was focus on what I practice, get this 5, and get the fuck out of here. So yesterday, I shot a 92. Only because I had an 8 and I had a 7, but whatever. But it showed me what I've been working on for the first time, probably what I've been working on. I was able to take it to the golf course. Now, Sunday, I have a skins game. Skins game means it's going to be a money game. And then Monday, I have a tournament. So I'm hoping that once I go out there and I go do this, I'm actually going to show like real progress. But I think my plateau that I've hit of playing, like I said, my shit elevated from elephant shit to dog shit. To dinosaur shit. Now y'all know they don't get no bigger than dinosaurs. So now I'm hoping that my score is gonna start to lower and everything like that, and it's all good. But it's just a matter of time. When y'all actually might say, "Well, how you play?" I play good as hell, yo. Like that's what I'm waiting to say. Because as of now, when Jermaine asked me that question, he already know.
I was about to say, Jermaine would ask all the time.
Yo, breaking news, unplugged, breaking news. 32 minutes ago, Mayor Adams will roll back COVID vaccine mandate for athletes and performers, which we knew that was going to happen. that is not news, but it is kind of breaking news because
it was mandated. Like,
because he just came out 2 days ago, was like, I'm not going to roll back these mandates just for one person.
And really? Just so everyone know, this is Mayor Adams out of what state?
New York. Your state. So now,
look, what county that is?
You can perform where you want to perform at now, Jay. That y'all Gucci now.
You know what though? But you know what though? I must admit that it was not like that. Contrary to a lot of beliefs, there are a lot of areas in New York that just did not adhere to that. They had never adhered to that.
Well,
was what it was.
Well, congratulations, Kyrie Irving.
In those areas, so.
Congratulations, Kyrie Irving, for breaking the camel's back.
Shouldn't you say to Adams?
No. Well, he did it because of Kyrie Irving taking a stand.
Enough said.
Yeah, holding his ground.
Holding his ground. Yeah.
Holding his ground, which to me is perfect. But I think it also plays into public pressure. Now, do I firmly believe that came from do I see that it came from the athletes? Yes. Do I think that was more the NBA saying that shit like, look, we got the playoffs coming, he need to be playing whatever, blah blah blah? Yes. But on the surface, what they want people to think is that people had a factor in saying it when that's not true. That's just it. That's right there. It's just not true. And I'm happy that it happened. But
I'm happy it happened.
But you happy it happened based on what you got going on. The problem is for the average person, they gotta realize that at this point, they can't make it more blatant that everything is about money. Everything about this is money.
Oh, absolutely. And even still, that average person, it was places in NYC, even as a patron, even as a person attending. I'm telling y'all, just went through it in a few venues in the city. If you ain't got that card to show it, you ain't getting in. That was it. It was right.
I swear. Even though number one,
and I get where you're going. You're right. It was about money, but it's like.
For everybody out there, if you don't know this already, I am born and raised in Newark, New Jersey.
Rep it now.
I am not afraid to say I have always hated going to New York. The only thing good about New York, I've always hated New York because it was nothing there. It was dirty as fuck. The food was the same. I could get the shit in Jersey.
Slow roll.
And it was
a Brooklyn native here.
It don't matter. I'm telling you, this is my perspective being from Newark. So for me,
okay.
And mind you, I was always going to Manhattan. I didn't go to Brooklyn. I didn't go.
Wait. Time out.
Well, I would say we ain't like cross the bridge going down Jersey.
I'm saying I'm cool with that. No problem. So for me, the fact that I would, if I was in New York and a motherfucker said to me, I have to show a card, I would shoot him one of these. And I would say, is this New York or is this Germany? Because here's the ironic thing, and I would love to know this. How many Jewish establishments in New York required you to show a fucking vaccine? Show one of those cards.
Yeah.
How about that? Because if they were telling people that they had to show a card, that's the most hypocritical thing I think I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Let me take it a little bit further though. I think, unless you're like Orthodox or in a very like type of place where it doesn't matter, but don't forget in the entertainment industry, it's a lot of what? Jewish people. And they were adhering to it, the mandate, that is. Know that. They were adhering to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the real estate agents they play by their own rules.
But I mean, that's facts. I mean, there's an industry, there's entertainment, that's how it is, and they were doing it too.
As
So
a matter, I think I
I
got
like
Kyrie Irving calling me. He called. This is him on the. No, just bullshit.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but do y'all? But I want you to really think about. I want you to think about the ridicule that man has gotten since all this happened. Now, mind you, it's not like he put it in place. He didn't put that in place. That was the previous administration. But just think about what he could have did when he first came on. He could have said, I'm definitely going to lift that because it's not fair. Like he could have did that. That would have won him over. He'd have been won completely over. Right. Period. So, you know, it is what it is, yo.
KG, like, what up? What up, homie?
You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Like I've honestly, I feel like the pressure was on. I also feel like he's also thinking about his future with the city of New York. It is what it is, and at this point, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it been ain't making no damn sense. But that's whether here or there. This shit it's on to something else now. It don't even matter.
I got you. What up, KG?
I don't know what you plan on showing. How to start whatever you want to start. But I was in a clubhouse room. It was from last night. It was shout out to Black and War, whatever. With Knowledge Supreme and the Wartime Mind Group. From what I heard, there is some indictments or an indictment that's getting ready to come down on Hunter Biden. And they saying that it's going to trickle up. So with all these distractions and everything like that, let's just say that this administration, things are about to hit the fan.
You know what's frustrating about that whole thing, and this is what pisses me off about not just Democrats, because Republicans do it too, but when it's some Democrat shit like the mainstream media, like I heard some guy talking about, he said, "Oh, you know, Russia want to bring up the Hunter Biden laptop and all these conspiracies and stuff like that," and it's like, but y'all saying that shit like it ain't fucking real. It's just so cavalier, like, oh well, you know, it's. They're trying to bring this up and all this kind of stuff. It's like, but the shit is real.
I'm sorry. If y'all can give us a little context, what is the indictment about? For those who don't know.
It's pretty much going to be a conflict of interest type of thing because Hunter Biden is because it's dealing with Ukraine. And like it's deep because everybody want to talk about him being a crackhead and all this other shit and whatever, blah, blah, blah. His personal shit ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. That has nothing to do with what's going on. It has everything to do with legal shit. And when you start talking about legal shit, like I'm gonna throw this scenario out here for people. What if Putin did this against Ukraine to bring this story out? It's a possibility because, once again, once you start doing stuff like that, it opens up the floodgates to everything else. Then you have to look at it. That's the main thing.
And it's funny because Jermaine and I was talking about that before the show had started, and I didn't even think about that because, man, you didn't even mention that the indictment was coming down.
Well, I mean, because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But it all stems from when Biden was VP. So he was VP. He was over the foreign affairs for Ukraine. He was over that. Just so happened his son was on the energy board in Ukraine, on the Ukraine energy board company, making $500,000 a year or some shit like that. And it was just a conflict. It was a conflict of interest. And his laptop, something happened to his laptop or whatever, some shit like that. So, you know, it is what it is, man. All this shit, like I said, it's distraction.
One has nothing to do with
it means something, but it's a distraction.
But like Food's theory, like, could it be? You know?
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible at this point. Shit, I mean, we got men doing nothing. Anything's possible at this point in time. In the world we live in, anything is, you can be anything.
Correct.
Anything.
No, I agree.
Do you have the videos and shit queued up to get ready to
Please, I hope you get that video.
So, are we going into the topic?
You might, unless I mean,
now.
Hold up. Unless you got some entertainment stuff that you want to get in now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a couple of things, and I'm so happy that you asked that. So this is not necessarily entertainment, but it is in the entertainment realm. That I sent you guys an article earlier about how they let the U.S. go in and check on. Correct me now, Maine. Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
So I her name.
The big butch.
What I said earlier for the Jermaine was, Griner. And he was like, oh, what, Brittany? Yes, Brittany Griner. So they let the U.S. go in to check on her to make sure that she's okay. She's being treated well and everything is all good. The one thing that they don't know is the charges that she's going to be brought up on in Russia. And that's the part I think that scares people the most. But at least they know that she's doing okay. Again, this ain't entertainment, y'all, because I don't think this is funny. It's not entertaining per se. She's an important person, and she happened to be in Russia and happened to get caught. I mean, to give you a little background.
She broke the law.
Is she important?
Well, to the basketball world, I don't know, whatever.
No, is she? Man, don't nobody.
She's a sports person, whatever. Everyone is important to someone.
But let me.
I'm just fucking around.
Let me tell you something. If you didn't know, of how the WNBA has to take about 2% fault in this.
Why you say that?
Brittany Griner is the most dominant player in the WNBA. She is 6'8". She could dunk. She could do all this shit.
Yeah.
Why did she have to go to Russia to play professional basketball to help pay her fucking bills? I want you to think about that. That means she goes over there to play professionally in the off season of the WNBA because
that's
they don't
different.
pay her enough.
Yeah, that's different. Though.
And to me, that's fucked up that she even has to be there to go play when the WNBA they should be getting paid more. Now, here's the other thing with that. I hate to say it, the ratings of the WNBA, like Jermaine said, how important is she? Because college basketball, female college basketball, the fucking stands is packed. You go to a WNBA game, you got more people at a high school game than the WNBA. And I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. Yeah. But once again, they get those types of crowds overseas. Now they come in. That's why they can make more money over there.
That's why they need to go ahead and get them a Juwanna man in the WNBA. At him going, Oh, you think the fans ain't gonna come see that shit, nigga? It's coming. Even Boosie said, I watched a little bit of Boosie video interview with Vlad. He said, wait about 5 years. He said about 5 years. He said it's gonna be a dude that say, 6'8". I'm going WNBA. Damn.
You know what? I think this is a really good segue into our next topic.
Hey, look, I'm 43 years old, and I think I can go to the WNBA and give one of them the business on 2 bum knees. I think I can go in there.
So you, in other words, you go through all that to play in the WNBA?
Hell no! I'm just saying I can go in there and do that. I ain't say I was going to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the topic of the show. Everybody see what the topic of the show is. The interesting thing about this is Unplugged has brought this story to you months ago. We talked about this in like January. Technically, it might have been December.
I'm gonna tell you when we first started talking about it, she had just won something.
Okay, she might have just won like her first event or something like that.
Yeah. So we definitely already touched on it.
So basically, we're talking about, the topic is it fair for a transgender to a man to transition to a woman and go dominate in a woman's sport? So I'm going back and forth on this because, really, to be honest, it's not a man's issue, to be honest. But I coach girls, I coach females, so it kind of, you know, I see the work that they put in. I see the work that these young girls put in, and for somebody to say this is just how I feel and I just want to come over here and do something when you're physically and biologically more dominant than a woman. Let's just keep it 100. Okay. Let's just stay with basketball. Even though we were talking about Brittany Griner and she is 6'8", she is nowhere as athletic as Kevin Durant or any of these other guys in the NBA. She ain't jumping out the gym. And you know why? It's because of fucking biology. You know where the woman's center of gravity is? It's in their fucking hips, in their pelvis area. You know where the man's center of gravity is? In our shoulders, in this area. This is why we can jump so high. So that's just like a perfect example. If somebody like LeBron James and Dave Chappelle had in one of his jokes was to go over to the NBA.
Play the video. If you got it. I know you got it. Check your messenger, yo. Play that video.
All right.
Please. That's how that right there is how we can start. And it's funny how you segued into that. I don't know if I sent it to you in a group thing or if I sent it to you separately.
What's up, Robert?
What up? How y'all doing?
From the Overflow Show, what's going on?
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Robert.
I saw you singing.
Talking all soft to damn Jay and shit. Man, what the hell going on here?
I just realized Jay sing, man. Jay sing like a hummingbird.
Man,
oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Huh?
They told you that.
I'm gonna try to give me a collab with Jay, man.
A collab?
Yeah.
Nigga, you can't say. I'm just fucking with
Bro, I was just
Bro, where'd you send it to me at? In Messenger?
Unfortunately, I don't think that it wait a minute.
My cousin said she saw you today, man.
yeah, she saw me in the supermarket.
Yo, so let me pull it back in. Let me pull it back in. So what I was saying is I've been torn about this because, like I said, it's really not a man's issue. All this stuff will stop if women would just say, "I'm not fucking competing." That shit will stop. If she wanted to come, if she came to once she came to the event, all she had to do with all the girls that feel a certain way but don't want to say it out loud because they don't want to get the backlash. I'll just say, "I'm not competing today," and that shit will fucking stop.
I just sent it to you. I sent it in the group one. You see if it comes up.
Jay, I'm gonna get to your point, but I want to play this video.
Okay.
And
I
just
gonna give you some time to pull it up.
So after she won, she got I guess she qualified for the national and whatever, the national team or whatever event she just won this last weekend. We had some. Hold up. Hold up. I didn't bring it to the stream. I'm fucking up.
I'm surprised you addressing it as a she.
You know what? You're right. I'm surprised.
Well, listen. Let's be
Freudian slip.
Politically correct for a second.
He is not.
Sometimes
while he's waiting to pull that up.
There you go.
And what's that right there?
Hold up.
Tech swimmer, what did you think about Leah Thomas competing today as a swimmer in this competition? What are you feeling? What are other athletes feeling?
It's a common conception that we are all very disappointed and frustrated with someone who has capabilities more than us women have to be able to compete at this level. And take opportunities away from other women. Like I have a teammate who did not make finals today because she was just bumped out of finals, and it's heartbreaking to see someone who went through puberty as a male and has the body of a male be able to absolutely blow away the competition, and you go into it with a mindset that you don't have a chance, if that makes sense. Like it's hard to compete against someone with the aerobic capacity, the muscle development, the body of a man. It's hard. It's hard to think about it like that, and staying positive, I bet, for other swimmers who are in that heat is probably overwhelming. I'm not sure, I can't speak for them, but it's disappointing to see and frustrating, definitely.
And you said that one of your teammates was crying today because she didn't make the finals. You said that she was 17th,
Yes.
and there were 16 spots.
Yes.
So Leah Thomas took one of those spots. Talk to us about what your teammate was going through and that experience.
She was very emotional, and it's hard to see because it's her last NCAAs, and she really loves that race, and it was just heartbreaking to see that she put all her effort into it today, and went the best time that she went in a morning session before and still not make it back. It's hard to see someone who works every day, every night, still not be able to compete against someone like
You
that.
competed against transgender track and field athlete June Eastwood, correct?
Yes.
What was it like competing?
I personally competed against June in the DMR. So it was the distance medley relay, and we had different legs. And when I was waiting and I was cheering on my teammate, there were coaches on the sidelines, obviously, and they'll tell you sort of like, this is your cue, or like, this is where you're at, or come on, push it, go faster. And something that was really hard for me to hear was June's coach was on the sidelines telling June to slow down as June was in first place. And so that was something that was a true sticking point for me in this whole situation, because I realized that this wasn't difficult for June. June had already competed at this level and faster before. And so even though they'd gone through this private hormone suppression therapy, it didn't seem as if it was really coming out as fair in any sense.
So Leah Thomas just took first in the preliminaries, set to compete in the finals tonight. How do you feel about that?
It's really discouraging seeing that Leah was able to beat the next competitor in second place by 5 seconds. I was trying to explain to some other people that are here that preliminaries are not as important as finals. The whole point of preliminaries is to get to the finals, and it's based on rankings and times and how you place in your specific heat. So the idea that this athlete was able to go ahead and beat second place by 5 seconds and then is having to do it again this evening just kind of proves the fact that we're all here kind of fighting, is that it was an easy feat for this individual athlete to go ahead and participate at this level when other people may have been pushing themselves to their limit just to be able to get into the prelims. So it's unfortunate to see that somebody else may have exhausted a little bit more than this individual athlete had to, and then that's going to come out and show in the finals.
So Jay, I yield to you.
Well, you know what? Honestly, when I first found out about this, I support the LGBTQ and those other acronyms. At the end of the day, we're talking about the dynamics of men and women.
Universal law.
To me, it is, I'm sorry. I was born a woman. I am a woman. Body is different, like you were saying, center of the universe or whatever you were saying. That what were you saying?
Center of gravity.
Hips. Center of the universe is hips. Y'all get what I'm saying? And then for y'all, shoulders. Now, I'm sorry. In this particular sport, what is that main one thing that you're using aside from your full body? That it's this. And personally, if it was me, I see it as being an unfair advantage. I don't care what kind of hormones that you're taking. That's gonna, I mean, what does the hormone do? Suppress that in a way? I don't know. I don't know enough about hormones. I can't speak on it. But what I can say is, I sent you a quote from J.K. Rowling, who had posted on Twitter and got a lot of heat, that said this same person as the male name came in 462 ranking.
Yep.
But in women's came in where? Number 1. I'm sorry, there's a disparage. It is an unfair advantage, and I don't think they're competing on that. And what I was going to say earlier before you went to the video, Jermaine, was that, you know, this sort of thing, you really have to think about. It is not, yes, as women of the league, they could boycott. They could. Would they? Probably not. They're not the ones setting the rules. They're not. It's the league setting the rules and allowing this shenanigans. And my thing that says shenanigans, I'm using that very light. Very light. I don't want to offend anybody. Again,
problem. It's perfect.
I support it all day. But at the end of the day, that's the league setting those rules that they have to adhere by, and who in the meat and the, that of their career is going to say, oh, I'm going to protest. I mean, come on. You know the campaign that you got to be on to make that actually happen. That's not going to happen. It is the league. It is whom on the league and in the NCAA or whatever, it's going to say, you know what? I don't know. They are the ones that's making it okay.
Now, man, you got that? Can you kill that video now? You muted. I just find, I mean, to me it's sad. I'm not even gonna go into my.
LeBron James changed his gender. You know what I mean? Okay. Can he stay in the NBA, or because he's a woman, does he have to go to the WNBA where he will score 840 points a game?
All day.
What does it actually mean to be equal? You know what I mean? Like, if women are actually equal to men, then there would be no WNBA. You would just be good enough to play in the NBA with us. Or, which is another idea that's going to be very controversial, you could shut the fuck up.
Another fact.
Now, the reason why I wanted him to play that video, because it brings up a real scenario. The fact of the matter is, we're talking about universal law. It's a difference between identifying yourself as something and being something. Those are two different things. Because I know one thing for sure and two things for certain. If William Thomas, the swimmer, slaps the shit out of one of those girls, that's going to be assault, because it's a man beating her. That's domestic violence. Period. They not going to go light on that motherfucker because they know that's a dude. On top of that, in this situation, what makes it worse is that,
or will they?
He is 6'5", 6'5", and there's an instance of an African runner who's a female who they banned from running because they said she had too much testosterone in her system. So you're gonna ban a woman from competing against women, but it's cool for a dude who was born a man to compete against women. This shit is not fucking fair. And the way I feel about it is, if transgenders want to compete, you compete against each other. You should not be competing against women. That's bullshit.
That honestly was one of my thoughts. If we take time out to create a men's division or women's division, why not take time out to create or a trans whatever division? That's one very advantage. It to me goes back to the allowing them in the bathroom with women and them in the bathroom with men. I ain't saying one is better than the other, but I've been in very notable places where they don't go into the women's bathroom. They don't go into the men's bathroom. They have their own bathroom.
Or unisex. Yeah.
For whatever you identify for, is what I'm saying. I'm not against it, and I'm going to keep saying that because I'm going to be very sensitive to this entire topic.
I'm going to put this out there. The disclaimer for tonight is, we fucking grown. Fuck that. This ain't got nothing. This ain't no disrespect to nobody out there. This, that, whatever. We talking about a particular situation. So to be honest with you, I would love to hear from somebody who happens to be a transgender, so that they can speak on this. But bottom line is, it is not fair. And the reason, I think the main reason why I love the fact that Dave Chappelle brought up that particular scenario, because it shows the actual dominance of what it's going to be when you make that type of shift. That's where the issue is, because it's not fucking fair. There's also the instance that, Jermaine had told me about it, some UFC shit, where some dude who identifies as a woman cracked a fucking woman's skull in the UFC. That's fucked up. Now, even with that's the main sport. It should be a transgender fucking division. But y'all fight amongst yourselves. Fuck that. Because
David Chappelle, he didn't have to say that scenario. That's the scenario we already talking about. A guy is competing in a woman's sport.
Yeah.
In the woman's side, you know what I'm saying? We already this is what we discussing. So it was just a joke he told. You know, we already experiencing that now. You know what I'm saying?
But
he went from 462 to number 1, so it's the same thing as LeBron scoring with 100 points a game every game. You know what I'm saying? 800 points or whatever he said.
And what's so messed up? What's so messed up about it is after he won the 500 and championship or whatever, he goes on to compete in the 200 and 100 and loses. So he loses on purpose, because if you look at the video, he finished first. It was like 40 seconds before the next motherfucker came second. That's how bad he beat him. So you telling me in the lesser race you get smashed? So that let me know it's all some fugazi gamemanship. Like the girl in the video was saying, she heard the coach telling him, "Hey, yo, slow down, scale it back a little bit, because you doing too much, nigga." Like you doing too much.
Shit is for me. The more that I think about it, and I can throw the scenario to parents. Like, how would you feel if you have, let's say, a 11-year-old daughter? You send your 11-year-old daughter to the bathroom, and then you see a transgender woman walk into that bathroom, and your gut is telling you something don't feel right. I don't trust that shit. See, this shit is deep, and the reason why it goes very, very deep is what's going on in the world. Unfortunately, you have people out here that want to play fucking God, and by them playing God, they want to eliminate man, woman. They want to eliminate certain shit because it's universal fucking law. The way you know universal law is, it ain't no goddamn it ain't no cows out there. No male cow that's identifying as a woman cow. It's not happening. It is not happening. This the shit that, and people need to stop sugarcoating this fucking bullshit. Stop allowing certain shit. How is it that Bruce Jenner wins Woman of the Year over Serena Williams? What? Didn't that same dude was a fucking triathlete, whatever the fuck he was, out there competing in the hardest motherfucking sport and won as a fucking man? And now you want to accept an award as a woman? Come on, yo.
This nigga on the Wheaties box, man. He was on the Wheaties box.
Like, come on. This shit, it gets to the point where it becomes frustrating and annoying, because now you're talking about people's livelihoods. Because bottom line is, unfortunately, we live in a society with everything being so fucking monetary. Nobody wants to speak out against this shit. These motherfuckers can talk about Kyrie, they can talk about all this other bullshit, but you won't bring this up on ESPN First Take. You won't bring this shit up on fucking Shannon or whatever the fuck.
You ain't heard a peep about this shit, because they don't want to touch this shit. They're like, oh no, we gonna stay away from that shit.
They can't. And I mean, I must admit, even before our show started, I said, hey guys, listen, we gotta be sensitive about this. We gotta be, you know.
Me and Jay, we're
y'all like we talk about one topic, and I get it, but it's a sensitive topic.
Me and Jay,
I think people are talking about this, man. I saw this I saw it on World News. I saw this topic on World News.
Yeah, but you ain't see not one clip on ESPN First Take. You would think this would be First Take ESPN newsworthy, but no, they stay clear of that shit.
Rob, I know where you're coming from. See, you've seen it on things like I seen it at first, the Today Show interviews. Mm-hmm. Trust me, that is a narrative that is pushing something. I have not seen this on real, like, Sports Center news that's like, you know, they take a stance and that's what it is. Those places won't touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Because you know what? And you know why? I tell y'all all the time, follow the money. Who owns that? Who owns ESPN? Disney. Like, man, we ain't touching that shit.
Yeah, you're right, KG. It ain't on ESPN or CNN. You got that right.
I was gonna say, me and Jay, we're IT professionals, so I'm gonna try to put this up so y'all can see it. So it's reasons why we name stuff certain things, and it's for a reason. You got plugs, so you got the male plug.
Female.
That's the male plug. That's the female plug. See, the male plug go in to the female plug. Your socket is the female part. That's on the wall. That's they call it the female. The plug, that's the male. Is the reason why they gave these distinguishes. Is the reason why.
Because it is what it is. And again, I am for anyone who want to do great in their careers and excel and all that. But when this came up, that was the one that made me say, I don't know about that one. Because this is a guy. This is physiologically,
science,
hormonally.
My thing is, where are all the women's rights groups that are supposed to be for women's rights and all? Where are all them? Where are all them saying? Because this is to me, like I said, this is not what this Leah Thomas dude is doing. This is not a male driven, conversation. But at the same time,
I'll tell you where they are. Women's that it was focused for years on rights just to do the basic things: voting, equal pay, no bad in the workplace, no disparages, this, that, and the third. This is new.
Well, but it ain't hard to disparage, though. It's not hard to disparage, but
I want you to know, when it comes to the community, honey, this is new. This is new for us. And I'm telling you, I know women who are on different spectrum. I just brought up the J.K. Rowling's thing. Like, she was saying, I am sensitive to the LGBTQ, whatever, in conversation. I'll march with him. I'll be there. This, that, and the third. Her first post was talking about this, that you're not a woman. And I've been a woman on my, as a matter of fact, I'm going to use a dirty word. And I'm so happy we're so far in this. She said, I'm a menstruating woman.
She said what?
She's a menstruating ministry. She still gets her menstrual cycle.
In other words, she's had menstruation all her life.
Who said that?
That J.K. Rowling's.
Oh, okay.
I sent you y'all the article because I wanted to talk about it. Like, this is the most that she got drugged. She got drugged on social media for that. But then she comes back, and to me, it was like she didn't need to apologize. I understood what she was saying. I've been a woman all my life. I've dealt with womanly things, and I'm sorry. I'm out here competing as a woman, and just really like I sympathize with those women that's competing, that's trying to do it. And then you have this person that shows up who's never been through that. I'm sorry, it's unfair to say.
The one sport I would say that a dude could claim to be a woman and go compete and still get his ass whooped is tennis. You fuck around and go out there against maybe not. Well, against
that's just been debunked. That shit been debunked too, because the 200th ranked player in the world whipped her and Venus ass a couple years ago. Oh, really? The 200th ranked man, and he's deemed on the tour as a drunk. He get drunk before the fucking matches and all this shit. Whip both their ass.
Well, I thought they would have had a chance.
Nah, and they even came out and said they ain't got a chance.
Now, do y'all read? Can y'all read what I put up there?
Yeah.
Now, once again, for everybody out there, you have to understand, when the plan is put in place in this particular country, they're gonna take it from the bottom to the top and from the top to the bottom. So by them doing something like by that particular this new Supreme Court justice or whatever making that statement, which is dumb as fuck. Like, you gotta read what that says.
I read it. That's what I'm looking like.
So you have this educated woman that's supposed to be about whatever. She won't even define what she is, saying that she's not a biologist. What? That makes no sense.
And to me, that's what makes the comment by J.K. Rowling so prevalent, because she was being very biologically specific. I've had a period all my life. I reproduce naturally. I reproduce. I can have, it's like, how in the world is something like this is even, I would look at her like she's going nuts.
Bottom line is, to me, the way you end the argument is, whatever test they do for your motherfucking chromosomes before the match, or whatever, you swim meet, whatever sporting event, you take that damn test. If your shit is XX, what is dudes are XX, right? Or we XY?
Come on, Jermaine.
We XY. If we XY, and if your shit come up XY and it's women and your shit ain't XX, you can't compete, because that's why I keep saying it's not about who you identify with, it's who you are. Period. It don't matter who you identify with, because bottom line is, I identify myself as a millionaire, but I ain't got the money. The fuck?
Correct.
Man, shit, the fuck out of here. Nah. Shit. That makes it makes no sense. And for me, it's honestly and truly not fair. And Jermaine brought up the greatest point. Where is the backlash from the fucking women? Where are the backlash from the women? Women should be standing up saying, wait a minute, we can't even have our own fucking sport? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I just told you, I understand why it hasn't gotten there yet. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm saying it hasn't gotten there yet, because these people are in the midst of their profession. And it's and that topic, y'all, I don't know if y'all understand how sensitive this is.
We understand.
Truly sensitive.
Jay, let me put a bow on it for you. Just say y'all ain't got the nuts for it. That's all you got to say. Y'all ain't got the stones to stand on your shit, because you don't want the backlash.
Yes. We don't have.
I'm talking about women with platforms like the Amanda Seals, the all these people you see in the front, because they trying to tie this shit up with. So they trying to say what he did was the equivalent of what Jackie Robinson did with the baseball shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to tie this shit with black shit, the black struggle. So you're trying to circumvent. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to co-op. So you want to be a woman, but you don't want to go through the shit that it takes to become a woman. You don't want to deal with the motherfucking damn. You don't want to deal with the menstrual. You don't want to deal with the menstrual craps. You don't want to deal with having a baby. You don't want to deal with all the other shit that go with it. But you just want to jump to the final product.
I'm one person. I can't speak for all women in the world, but I do understand what's going on. It's a sensitive subject, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. What I watched on it was actually Good Morning America, and she was being interviewed, and she said that she was taking all of these different hormones. And so the league passed her for taking these hormones so that she could compete with the women. Like, it would put her in a space to compete with her. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my TV one morning drinking coffee before I started work. Like, if this is not some of the biggest bullshit I've ever seen in my life, why aren't other female athletes saying something? And then I've just been following little by little. I've just been following. The only thing that I see, except for a few things here and there, including JK, that was one that stood out, was that women don't want this kind of heat, because it puts you in a place that's saying that you're unaccepting of LGBTQ such and such.
But we got to get past that. We got to get past that. Not being accepted, or
we are. I'm sorry, honey. We are a legitimate community.
Or is it? I'm not saying they're not legitimate
if
community.
One group goes there, it gives everybody else the pass.
But
that's
listen,
not.
But listen. Like it goes with what I said. You have to be willing to sacrifice. Everybody don't want to say shit because they don't want to lose. They're afraid of losing something. The little bit that the WNBA, the little bit of pay that they get, they're afraid to lose it. If they say something, I'm gonna lose it. But shit, you're gonna lose your fucking sport if you don't fucking say something.
Yeah.
If you don't stand up and say shit, fuck this. I'm not taking it no more, and I'm gonna speak out, or you're gonna lose your sport. The next is gonna be in corporate America, and where it comes down to you and another. You have to be a woman, and you have to be this. You have to have this certain criteria. It's gonna be in between you and a person who's saying they identify as that, and they're gonna choose her because of whatever politics go with that. How the fuck that make you feel? You work just hard, but guess what? You are a fucking damn biological woman. So how does that make you feel?
Absolutely, but I think you're confusing things a bit because
usually when people silence about it, man, they won't say nothing about it. When somebody's for something, they'll speak out, but when they're against it, they'll stay silent. So I think their silence means they are not with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem. They have to be vocal.
I mean, I'm gonna read something to y'all. This is somebody who is part of the LGBT community. Okay. I'm not going to put their information out, but they are like, if I kind of give any hints, anybody who knows this particular realm, they'll know who it is. But I invited them to come on the show so that they could speak out or whatever. And their response was, no, thank you. Not fair, but I don't need to say it. Y'all know. So this is somebody who is a part of the community, like literally deep into the community as an entertainer. Mm-hmm. Pretty much saying, I don't need to come on and speak on it because it's not fair.
I already know
what it is.
That's what I just said.
But the thing about that is that's somebody part of that particular community. What I want to hear from, because this is my personal opinion. I don't believe the average anybody identifying as a trans woman is cool with that. I'm almost willing to bet they're not cool with it. They cool about certain shit, but as far as on the athletic side, because you can't defeat science when it comes to that shit. Like when Jermaine was like, "Yo, did you see this dude standing up next to the women who came in second, third, and fourth?" And I was like, "Nah." When I saw that picture, I was like, "What the fuck? This dude is 6'5". He is.
What's the average height? And let me give Jermaine a quick test real quick. What's the average height of women who's competing in swimming? Average height. Give me average.
I would say 5'8", 5'8".
I say 5'4", 5'5".
But they tall women. They're tall women, but not tall men.
They gotta have length for that. Ain't no short motherfuckers winning that shit. So between 5'8",
5'9", 5'10",
and 5'11", something like that.
6 foot is weird. 6'5" is just like what? What woman on average is that? And if the league is looking statistically at this, why is this okay? Why is this accepted? Like, I don't get it.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm about to show you why.
5'9" and 5'10", I think, and I think 5'8" is considered short or whatever. But at the end of the day, bro,
that's why all this shit started in 2006.
All right now. We gonna get on.
Now, this ain't my words. This ain't my words. This Newsweek article that he was on the cover. What does it say? The first gay president. But not my words. Newsweek words.
I think Obama did it so they can get married, man. I don't think sports had nothing to do with that. I think he just opened the floodgate for gay people
doesn't matter. Once you open
to have a union. I think he did it for them to have a union.
What the gospel? Hey, Robert, what the gospel song say? Who in the hell left the gates open?
Yeah, I think he did it for them to have a union, not a legal union.
I must concede to you, Rob. Because for years, LGBTQ whatever never had the things that they had. They did not have. They weren't seen as a legitimate community to be respected and to have rights.
I'm so glad you said that. Because guess what? And he was in that 2 times 8. So in 8 years, they got more fucking damn rights than black people did in 56.
I am not doing a comparison. I refuse to compare.
I'm not comparing. I'm just saying. It just seemed odd that in 4 years, this community got a whole lot of in 8 years, they got a whole lot of shit. And we've been out, and guess what we've been out there doing? We shall overcome.
But this is where logically you're gonna get it clouded, because civil rights with us just being people, period, and then being a community of people.
But they still calling it civil rights.
Of course they will. What other category do they have?
But Biden said that's the greatest civil rights shit that has to be done in the last 20 years.
Bro, Phil, why are you shaking your head?
So it's like
I'm shaking my head.
Hold on, wait. Fool, look. This our movement. This is the black LGBT. Woo.
We're not against that, but I want to know why Fool is shaking his head.
I'm shaking my head because the fact that every single person, and I'm not talking about the world, we're talking about this country. Mm-hmm. Everybody leapfrogs over us to get whatever the fuck they want, and we a stepping stone. And there's always adjustments. There's always rearrangements for them. You got to do this. You got to do that. But when it comes to us, it's never just the fucking basics. It's never the basics. Frankly, and I've been saying this shit since I was young, I don't give a fuck what your sexual preference is. I could care less. You do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't bring it to me, because that's not me. But when you start infringing on people's rights per se, that's where shit gets fucked up. It's real. When he brought up the situation about the job, perfect example. Perfect fucking example. Now, I bet this one, he brought up the scenario about a job. I'm willing to bet $1 to a fucking donut. If there's a female that owns a business and it's the last two people and it's a dude identifying as a female and a female, I bet that dude won't get it. I bet that shit without a doubt, because the one thing I will say is women usually stick together. They're going to stick together regardless. That's without a doubt. So that's kind of where the shit needs to go. But people not going to do it because, once again, they're afraid to say something about this when I've been saying this shit for so long. Fuck politics, fuck race, fuck gender, all of that shit. Right is right and wrong is fucking wrong. And for me personally, just my personality, how I was raised and where I'm from, fuck your feelings. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Who cares? Why the fuck is it that people who was picked on as kids, now they making the fucking rules? Because a lot of this shit wouldn't pass when we was younger. Hell fucking no. Fuck no. You ain't even gonna be on the team. A coach would be like, nah, you a dude, go join the dudes team. I don't care if you losing. Deal with it. Train harder. This motherfucker, like you said, 462nd in the fucking world. In what the ranking, whatever it is. And you jump up to first and y'all don't see an issue with that shit. The other thing about it is we're talking about being an athlete. This is the main reason why they won't give them their own division. Because if you're an athlete, you wouldn't do that shit. You don't want an advantage. You're going to do what you got to do to win the right fucking way. It's not enough dudes out there identifying as women that will be in that division because they like, if I can't win on my own, I'm not going to do that. Why would I go out there and beat on girls? Like, hell, I could even say this shit. Back in college when we used to play ball in the gym, I dunked on a girl once. And they was like, fool, why you do that? She shouldn't have her ass out here. She want to play? I'm playing like I'm going to play anybody else. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to dunk on your motherfucking ass. But that's the whole thing. It is what it is.
I'm glad you said that, because on the flip side of that, I think it's a woman who transitioned to a man is on the swim team or something like that and getting demolished. getting just straight to but so it's like you don't see a whole lot of the reverse, you know what I'm saying? Because women, just women know that. I mean, I don't want to sound sexist. Please, so women, please don't take this the wrong way. But y'all just can't compete with us. Y'all can't compete with us athletically. It's just that. It's just that. You just can't compete with us athletic. That's just not what y'all were built for. Y'all were not built for that. That's not what y'all were built for.
You know,
built for comfort, not for speed.
Totally different context, and not so like that, because I don't want my shit blown up all night saying, "Oh, you ain't say this and say this and say that and say that." So please be careful now.
What? Well, I'm just saying. Can you be
great?
Can you beat me in basketball?
You want to play?
I'm just saying. Next time you come here, we're gonna videotape me and you playing 1-on-1.
Main one. You better holler at them people at ATC, bro. I was on there. I was doing my thing.
I'll take Brittany Griner over you though.
Now
I don't care how tall Brittany Griner is. I'll kill Brittany Griner. I'll kill Brittany Griner.
I'll take Brittany Griner over you.
You won't bet nothing.
I take her over you.
Ain't a woman in the NBA can beat me. In the WNBA can beat me in no ball.
You don't remember the episode of Martin when he was saying that same crap?
Nigga, that's a TV show. I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about real life.
That's a TV show, huh?
That's TV.
Fool, I hope you remember this. As a matter of fact, I'm so glad we're recording this.
See, the thing about the transgender, it only works in individual sports. It only works in individual sports like track and swimming, where you're just competing against a clock. You know what I'm saying? Basically, they're competing against time. You know, what I'm saying? It's not a team sport, so this won't work in a team sport because you're gonna have one woman out there with 4 guys. You know, so it'll be different.
4 guys?
And this not. I'm talking about in basketball. I'm saying basketball.
Oh,
basketball is just 5 on a team. So
right now, everybody, it looks like there's 6 people watching. So it could be more, it could be less. I don't know. For everybody in the comments, the question is it fair for transgenders to compete in sports? Please, in the comments, put, is it fair or not? Like, put yes or no. And I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be like, no, because this is, and once again,
disclaimer, we love whatever.
We ain't doing a guy. I told you ain't got to do that. Ain't no disclaimer.
Hey, let her do her disclaimer.
No, I don't think it's about hating. I don't think it's a hate thing. It's just an opinion.
That's why I said we gotta be careful.
It's just, but if we can't have intelligent discourse, then where are we in society? We can't have. We're not saying fuck them and fuck this and
I don't.
All we're doing is in our title we say we're sharing our perspectives and our opinions.
Yeah. So I just want to give a disclaimer. We love all people. Let me say
I think about 98% of the country disagrees with it. That's why you don't see a lot of groups coming out. That's why you don't see a lot of groups.
And that's
why you don't see a lot of groups coming out against it, because they're against it. They're not coming out for it because they're against it.
Once again,
I'm a little, worried about your comments, Jermaine, and your comments, Fu, as to where the women protesting them. Like, why haven't there been a big, like coming out of women saying, you know what, this ain't right. It just hasn't been that. And trust me, y'all, I've been following this topic for a long time. And I have my views. And I was so happy when we first covered this a few months ago, and we're right back at it again, because I've been very concerned, because I am concerned that women don't get me wrong. I mean, I knew we had other things to consider, equal pay, equal this, equal that. But now we have something, I think, potentially future forward, bigger.
Yeah,
and I'm worried.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I got a niece that's a second degree black belt. And if she ever go up against a dude that's said he identify and he kick, boy, I'm gonna do my best to kick his ass. Now, I ain't no karate guy, but something got to happen. Something got to happen. Something got to happen. We gonna jump him or something.
Well, I think she can handle her own.
Well, I don't know, because I got a 12-year-old boy that's on my basketball team that's a second degree black belt, and I'm looking at him and I'm looking at my niece. I'm like, man, he'll kick her ass just for the sure, just because he's more physically stronger than she is. Kirsten, what's happening?
Hey y'all.
Kirsten, why the lipstick, girl? Why the lipstick?
Kirsten, I was starting to feel like a one-woman team for 2 seconds.
Kirsten, why ain't no women speaking up about this?
About what? What we talking about?
Tell her the topic. Get her caught up real quick.
William.
A man transitioning and playing on a woman's team.
Well, I was actually talking about that last night. I'm here for people like doing what they want to do, whatever. But it's very unethical I feel, in my opinion, for a man to be playing on a woman's team because they're naturally physically stronger than women. So it's not even fair. There's not even like a comparison. And I applaud, like after the show last night, I saw on the news that the Florida governor was not even acknowledging it. So, I applaud him for that. But like I think it's just very dumb. It's very dumb.
Okay, so let me be the one that answers these questions now. So one of the things that they're concerned with is why aren't we as women in the leagues more vocal about the fact that we think, some of us think, I'm not going to say all, don't agree with this, because how much hormones could you take to be female? Like, what exactly is that dosage that gets you to our physiology as women? Like Jermaine was saying earlier, that the women's center of
gravity
is our hips and such. And for men, it's in the shoulders. And we know swimming is all up. It's an upper body skill. Now let me tell you something. Now that I'm pretty sure them hips have to to swim. But at the end of the day, what is his advantage at 6'5" in power? I don't care what. Why aren't more women protesting this, like over this? Because I am.
I know who we need. I should have tweeted his fucking ass. I know who can solve this shit right now.
Who?
Michael goddamn Phelps. And the reason why Michael Phelps can solve this shit in a heartbeat, and it don't matter about the backlash, is because he's an advocate for mental health. They gotta leave him the fuck alone. They can't say shit to Michael Phelps, and he would have been a perfect person to say something, without a doubt, because they're not going to touch him because of that fact, and the fact because he's the greatest goddamn swimmer of all time.
Facts. And you're absolutely right, like he would. But I'm very interested in Kirsten's response at this point.
I think that, well, I don't know. I can't speak for all women, but me, I just saw it, and certain things I think are done to get a certain reaction. And I believe that sometimes, like, if you don't give it your attention, then it has no power. It eventually fades away, or like it eventually goes away. People forget about it. Like, you forget about it, and that doesn't even exist no more because you're not making it real. Yeah. But women athletes, I'm not really big on athletes or sport. So
yeah, I get it, but I want you to think about this contextually. Like,
mhm.
it could be a work group. It could be whatever. Like, it could be whatever that it is that's like female driven and it's physiology for them or whatever. I know we don't do that as women, like, but when it
Mhm.
comes to sports is a very specific area. To me, the reason they have men and women is for a reason.
Right. Well,
That's
yeah, I totally get that because I was talking to my mentor last night after the show, and she made that point too. She was like, "But isn't that the reason why sports are divided in the first place?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that do make sense. I didn't even think about that, or whatever." And it seems like there's always a thing with the men wanting to come impose on the women, like the men changing into women wanting to come imposing on our things instead of like
Because they
not
hate
that
y'all.
many.
I'm
No,
They
gonna,
they
hate y'all.
I'm
actually
gonna read
admire us.
something.
That's why they want to
No,
be us.
no, they hate y'all.
I'm gonna read something in a second that J.K. Rowling's had to say, and it was just like, what he competed at. I'll use my mind. J.K. Rowling's. I know you wasn't here earlier. I said that this person and said his male name completed at 462 ranking in the males division. Comes to women, his ranking is number 1.
Wow,
Different.
oh wow, that's
Hey
very
man,
interesting. Yeah,
hey man.
it's definitely not. It's I think it's unethical and it's not even fair to the women who are competing in the sport. But I don't know why they're not outraged about it. Like I would be if it was me,
No,
I definitely would be.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. I would never do that, but I was definitely like, it's a thing. It's like I think a lot of women professionally are just being very careful.
They hate y'all, man.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Look how
Charisma, what do you,
they
what do you think?
look how they treat y'all. They hate y'all.
They don't hate us.
Well, I think only certain people hate us. And
I
but
don't
we're
think they
actually
I bet
admired, really. That's why it's like way more men wanting to turn into women. Well, not way more. I don't know the numbers,
Nah, because
but
they see y'all keep getting shit.
I
I
bet
mean,
one
we're
thing.
divine.
I bet you one thing. I bet he won't be competing in the Olympics. I bet that much. It's not happening.
Yeah,
They
I,
doing this to me. They doing this for what? Because it's not going to take it to that next level. This shit happened in the United States. They're not going to do this globally. It ain't going
Hey,
down like that.
now to put some shit in the game, what they should do is, all right, we're eliminating all the genders in there. You can swim as whoever you want to be. So man against woman, he'll turn around and get his ass kicked again because he's swimming against the
So
man.
scary. It would be weird.
Like now everybody's swimming against everybody. Now ain't nothing. Now what? You still getting your ass kicked, motherfucker.
So
And I'm sorry, we did give Charisma time to talk about this. Charisma, what do you think? Honest opinion.
I just got off of
Not to put you on the spot, sorry.
I just got off an hour phone conversation with my cousin. My other cousin in Cincinnati, my other cousin that lives, he just moved down from. Look, yo, man, my head's hurting because of this, man. It's like my head's hurting so bad. I just say that Jermaine and Jerome got some good points. My man Brandon down here going in, he got some real good points. But it's like this, that statement you just made about saying that if we just let it just be, unisex with all, then how would it be then? If we start losing from women and men, what would change? What would they change it? What would they change it be then? It can't be but one sex. You can't be acting one way one day and then change to be a female the next day. So
Right.
so then I told y'all yesterday I was trying to explain that before I got cut off. that it's all about power. It's about power because I'm not dissing the trans nation or nothing. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. Yeah. I'm just speaking in terms of the NFL would not allow a trans woman to become a trans man to be a quarterback, a kicker, or receiver, or any of that. It's too much power in that. They damn near just let this gay thing go through with the man that played for Dallas. And they had to do Sam, play for the Rams, but they cut him. Then he tried to go to Cowboys. They didn't even let it go through. And it's
But to your point about the football thing, though, why would a woman think she can transition to a man to go play quarterback? Ain't no woman finna do that. Ain't no woman finna trying to get hit like that. That shit ain't.
Well, let me tell you this: hold up, but you have all female football leagues now. I know girls that play on
playing against girls. But they playing against girls though.
I understand that. But I guarantee if you take one of the best ones and say, hey, guess what? We giving this amount of money to get our first female quarterback, and they say, come on in, she'll do it. I guarantee you. If she got that much confidence, she will do it. Because women would do it.
All I can say is
they can be on the stage with a man.
You're bringing up the wrong position. Now, a female can play football and it can be a motherfucking kicker. That's different.
They still get hit too now if you're a punter.
That's fine.
Kicker.
Yeah, because a kicker in the NFL, a female kicker in the NFL, I can see that happening because they're going to get protected. I don't even think a dude would want to hit the damn woman. That's not going to happen. But a quarterback,
but technically in football, isn't the job of that defensive line is to protect,
to stop the kicker? Yes, she will get a hit.
No. I'm talking about the offensive line right here. Isn't the protection for the offense? I'm sorry, I said defense, but the offense is to protect that person. Like, why wouldn't a?
Yeah, you mean the defense?
Here's the thing. So we can't even say that he has fully transitioned because he still got his sausage.
Well, they say he been taking what's
but the thing is, as long as you got your sausage in your testicles, you still developing testosterone. So you can suppress whatever you can take all them pills and all them.
So let me ask you this then. So
as long as you got your sausage, you still producing testosterone.
Jay, what if he get the full surgery? Then what do you call that?
Bro, I'm laughing because I'm like, they're taking the pills and they think that they can be.
Here's the main thing that pisses me off about this situation. You have a man competing in a woman's sport and guaranteed that man's testosterone level is at a certain point. Then you had a black woman from Africa competing against women. I'm going to say this again. A woman competing against women, and they said her testosterone was too high and she looked pretty much like a man. I'm willing to bet that woman's testosterone level was lower than this dude's. Don't matter what. That's where this shit to me is fucked up. They make the rules up as they go along for a certain particular group. The same exact way when the goddamn Black Panthers walked to the State House or the Capitol, whatever that shit was with all them goddamn guns, what did they do? They changed the fucking gun laws.
Yeah.
The shit don't change. It's the same fucking script, just different actors and actresses. It's the same exact shit. And the fact that the difference between now and then is that back then people opened up their fucking mouth and spoke out against it. That's the big thing. That's where, to me, where you don't get the same outrage. They fought for so long to get their rights, but they was fighting silently. Now, if you say anything about them motherfuckers, it's a problem. But with us, as soon as we speak the fuck up, it's a problem. Get the fuck out of here, yo. That's the shit that irks the fuck out of me.
Imagine if Oprah came out on her platform and said, "Yo, you know that Leah, that shit wasn't right." And imagine if Michelle, imagine if she came out and said,
"We get it."
Said that what?
We get it.
Well, not her. But Oprah. Wow. Let's go back to Oprah. Imagine if Oprah came out and said that. Man, you know how big that would be?
Oh, shit.
But they not going to do it because they are limited on their platforms, I feel like. And make no mistake, like, things are happening and things are being said, I think some people might actually be outraged about this. We just don't know about it yet, because the things that put into mainstream media, y'all know, is put there for a reason. And we gotta like go to our sources to really see what our people think. Cause for instance, I found out today that there are lots more women like going against hormones or whatever. And even like the younger women who we think like the younger parents, like a lot more of them are starting to breastfeed now. So like information and stuff is getting spread. We just don't know about it. Like it's a lot of things happening.
And you said going against what?
Formula, baby formula.
Formula.
Oh yeah.
Baby formula. Yeah.
Because you can speak on it more than anybody else. It's the Great Awakening. Basically, it's turning now where people are waking the fuck up to the bullshit. And I'm talking about a lot of people are waking up and they're doing whatever they can to keep you sleep, worried about the wrong shit. This is a fucking fact. And the sad part about it is they got it to the point now that when you speak out against the bullshit, it's your people that's battling you over the bullshit. That's the shit that really gets me. Like, yo, we supposed to be in this shit together. But when you start talking about the art of war, they know what they're doing. And the average person don't realize that we are at fucking war. What people need to realize is this. The people who are in control of society, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they are playing God. What we know for a scientific fact is Jay and Kirsten are women. They can have babies. We as men, we cannot. They're doing whatever they can so that they can change that. Because here's the other thing. And if I say this wrong, I'm pretty sure Kirsten can correct me. There's a certain group of people who do whatever they can to be a woman. Our society, we praise our fucking women and always have. But because when you look at the history, we always put our woman on a pedestal. What group did not? It ain't us. I'm gonna let that one sit on something. I'm gonna let that sizzle in your damn spirit with what I just said. So when you factor something like that in, you know where this shit is going. You know who's in charge, because it damn sure ain't us. When you start factoring in that particular society, it wasn't us. Go ahead, Kirsten.
Yeah, also to add on to that, there is also like a lot of them become naturally extinct, like naturally sterile. A lot of them cannot have babies naturally. So now they're turning to the scientific approach, which like a lot of that is going to backfire. It's not going to, these things that is being done that's not natural and according to the way Mama Earth and the universe has it aligned, is going to backfire because you're going against all of universal law. So that right there, it's not going to suffice. It's not.
Piggyback off of that. We have been women all of our lives. We've been hormonal. Exactly. We've dealt with periods. We've dealt with trying to figure out us as women. Like, I'm sorry, this is not something that, to me, you can take a pill and just be it. You just, to me, I'm not against it. But all I'm saying is, to be a woman, you know, it's a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah, it's very disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
Well, call it what you want, but all I'm saying is it's just a little hard for me specifically to accept certain things, to say, oh, I'm going to take hormonal pills that's going to suppress me and open me as being a woman. I'm sorry. I'm not a machine. God didn't make me as that. The maker didn't make me as that. I have been this all my life. I've been bitchy. I've been this. Yes. I've been that. I got my instinct. I know when you're messing up. I know when you're right. I can smell it.
Yeah. Say what? I was just agreeing with everything you said. everything.
But it's true. It is physiologically. I am.
What? Oh, it's what? Is what?
Whatever.
No, you doing her like that, Jermaine. You know what she's trying to say.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Every show.
I don't know. Whatever. But y'all get it.
I wanna throw this.
Hard.
I want to throw this out there based on what Kirsten said, and I think that people. I hope everybody takes this to heart. Unfortunately, we living in a world now where we're all chemically dependent on shit, and we becoming drug users.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is this: they have to chemically do some shit to you for you to possibly get pregnant. You got people now smoking out of vapes. That's artificial smoke. That's not real smoke. The shit that we eat, the shit that we consume, a lot of it is because of a chemical. Like, I can admit it, my favorite chip to eat is them goddamn jalapeno ranch Ruffles. Ain't no jalapeno ranch in the motherfuckers. I know it's not. That's some chemical shit that they made up. If you drink, anybody out there who drinks soda, that Welch's grape soda, that shit don't taste like no fucking grape. It's just, it's a flavor they created. We have to get out of that shit, and we have to go back. We really got to go back to fucking nature. We have to. And if we don't, this shit is going to keep happening, and people have to speak up and use their voice in order for some fucking change to happen. Because that's where this shit shifts. And unfortunately, most people are scared to do it. I don't understand it because I'm going to speak my motherfucking mind without no hesitation, because that's where it needs to be. Because like the saying goes, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for goddamn anything. That's the reason why.
Hey, we got to get my man Brandon on the show, bro. Brandon over here dropping dimes
all night.
In his comment section, bro.
You need to just bring him in now.
Well, Brandon,
right.
The thing about Brandon, I gotta give Brandon props. Brandon not only bought one of those shirts that I got made, but he lives in like the DC area. And when they had that rally in DC against people getting pinched, he wore the shirt to the rally. I give him all the props in the world. That right there, that's my man. Like, and I can't thank him enough, because to be able to even go and put the shit out on display like that is some gangster shit. But this is where real change happens, where you can get different opinions or whatever. And the fact of the matter is, we have to get it to the point where we have to stop being, not gonna say we, the average person gotta stop being so goddamn sensitive. They gotta stop being so sensitive, because to be honest with you, the one thing you cannot deny is universal law. You can't deny universal law. And what you can do is you can follow the animals. Look at the animals. The animals gonna tell you exactly what it is. That's just how it is. But people not thinking like that, because everybody wants to conform and be nice. I don't know if y'all saw it. I swear, if I could find a video, I'll send it to everybody. It's a little clip of like a commercial of a mother, her daughter, and a fat dude sitting in the window seat of a plane. And the mother says to the dude, ask the dude, we about to land. Can my daughter sit next to the window seat? You know, she really loves it and it calms her down. He was snacking on some pretzels. And he was like, sorry, but no, but your child need to realize that in life, you ain't gonna always get what you want. That shit was so fucking real.
Yeah.
But that right there is where that's the line that needs to be drawn. All kids shouldn't be getting fucking trophies in sporting events. You fucking lost. You don't get no trophy. There's no trophy for second place. No, excuse me. There's no trophy for third place. You might get a second place trophy. I get that. But all the participants, hell no. You lost. Come back next year.
I bet they call him all kind of fat MFers.
Yeah. And also, we need to start back. We need to not even start back, but we need to focus more on the youth, the younger generation, because it's really like the older generations that's stuck in, you know, just there and how they are, and that's fine. They're gonna be that way. But the younger generations is what's really that's what really matters, because they are the future. They are the ones who is gonna set the next wave for the change and stuff. So we gotta start back focusing on it. I saw today a girl was speaking in her elementary school or whatever, and she was like, and that inspired me. And I'm like, okay, like I get it. I think I'm gonna go back to my school too and like speak to the youth because that's very important. Like we gotta do that because older people they gonna do, they are harder to change their minds because a lot of older people are set in their ways. But the young generation, you can pretty much inspire them and motivate them to do what they need to do.
But we gotta remember that the agenda is attacking our kids. So now you got where kids can make these transitional decisions without their parents' permission. They got all kind of pills that's out that can suppress this, suppress that. You got parents out here trying to be politically correct, and I'm not going to name my child he or she, is going to be them, and all this kind of shit. It's like,
I'm sorry, I don't think we have time and apparatus to even cover that because that's an entire subject that we can discuss with parents and their underage kids,
right,
5, 6 years old, saying, "Oh, I want to be a boy, I want to be a girl, whatever."
Right. You don't even know what the fuck that means.
No.
Who the fuck comes up with this shit?
I don't know who the fuck came up with that, but it is a thing, bro. It's a thing. And to be honest with you, I am friends with people who have went there, and that was my question. Why? And they're like, well, they started just putting on. I mean, it literally starts very subtle, where kid, instead of want to play with dolls, they playing with something else. They playing football. And I said, look, first of all,
a man with a real woman can.
Yo, listen, just tomboyish. But do you think that my parents like leered into that? They never did. Just because of my interest at the time as a kid doesn't mean this is what happens through puberty and into puberty. It's just not. So again, we ain't got that kind of time. That'll be another subject of ours that I would like for everybody to weigh in on, because that's a good one.
Y'all got my side hurt.
Yeah.
You've been laughing all night, man.
We for everybody out there, as usual, we definitely appreciate y'all jumping on. We definitely want to make sure that you can say it how you want to say it. Don't bite your tongue, because reality is reality. Like, period. And we got to get out of this sensitive shit, because the one thing I can say about our generation is the fact that we're not afraid to speak our piece, and we're not fucking sensitive. Every person on this planet has feminine and masculine energy. Yeah. Period. We all do.
Ain't nothing wrong with one or the other.
But the thing about it is, just because you have feminine energy does not mean you are a woman. Just because you have masculine energy does not mean that you are a man. There's a reason why there's that type of dichotomy. Bottom line, that's not. And that's the way this shit is set. It is a yin and a yang per se. And the fact that go ahead.
I got a question. So I think we have lost as men. Have we lost what's the word? How I want to put this so we can make this okay. So as men, you think we have lost our feminine energy, our feminine energy perspective on life, or like you said, we have male and feminine energy. So what would that be considered of as a man with feminine energy? You saying our is that for us being passionate to people? That's the feminine energy for a man, to be concerned, to love your counterpart as a woman, to show compassion to a hurting being or animal or person. What would be considered a feminine energy for a man?
It's just having balance. That's all it is, balance. Everything you just said is balance.
But that ain't being taught though.
No, it's not, because it's not, to me, it's not about what's being, it's not about it being taught. And I'm gonna use me for an example. I know for a fact I am an alpha male, but I'm not afraid to cry because I'm human. I have feelings, I have emotions. Tears have run down my face. I will cry right then and there in front of people. What I'm gonna be ashamed of? I'm not gonna be ashamed of that. No, but then you factor in growing up as a kid. If I hurt myself or I start crying, my grandmother would say, "Are you a man or a mouse?" And I would say a man, and I would stop crying. But that was that particular situation to show that difference about you have to grow up, shit like that. I get that. Now we can go. That's what I'm saying. Even with what Jay said a few minutes ago, that's some shit we could touch on later. But the fact that Jermaine hit on the head, everything is about balance. Everything is about balance. That's why a woman is a nurturer and everything like that or whatever. And we supposed to do what we got to do. And you're supposed to have that balance. The shit don't work when one want to be the other one and the other one, everybody want to be one person. I'm this. Nah, that's not what it is. And we got to get past that shit. And the biggest thing is, it's about motherfucking feelings and ego. Got to stop that shit. We have to stop that shit. And we have to accept universal law. That's the one thing. That shit is not going to change. It don't matter what they do. It ain't going to change. It's just not going to change. Period. I was about to say something about, if I said the shit, I probably would have got us kicked off, but I ain't even going to do that. But I was pretty much wrapping it up because, like, as usual, we're not afraid to touch on certain things. But what I will say for everybody out there that's watching, your comments are welcomed. If you ever want to come on the show, just hit us up and we can send you the links. You can come express your opinion, because that's what this is about. The only way that we're going to be able to move forward, especially what's going on now, is you have to speak up and use your voice. And I would give y'all a heads up. You better make sure you stop complying. I'm dead, and I'm saying that, and I hope it don't go over your head. At this particular point, what's coming, do not comply. It's already proven that you don't have to, but they're going to start reverting back. And if you keep allowing this shit to happen, it's going to keep happening. Parents want to show up at school board meetings when something happened to their motherfucking kid, but they don't think about the big picture when they should be showing up every week to fix the problems that's going on that people don't want to address because they just want to sit back. If it ain't happening in the mind, then I ain't worried about it. You got to get out of that shit. We have to get out of that shit. So I stress that. Do not comply. Do not comply, because the shit is coming. And this little test and this little distraction with William, the swimmer slayer that want to go out there and beat on little girls or whatever, which is fucked up. That's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. The fact that homegirl said the coach told the dude to slow down. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, you got it. Don't lay it on so thick. Don't win by so much. Come on, man. This shit has to stop. And Kirsten, I praise you for what you said. We have to get through to our children. We have to get through to our children, because they're doing whatever they can to contaminate their minds so that it's going to be an easier transition. We already indoctrinated with a lot of shit. So they want to control them so that they can do the shit in the future. But it needs to be more conversations like this to move forward with groups, because small groups can do some dangerous shit.
Yeah.
Because when you're in that type of situation, you're going to lead people, and we're going to lead people the right way, which is where we want it. So we appreciate y'all as usual. Every goddamn week, y'all coming, y'all showing up. Please like, subscribe, share. We definitely love it. Without a doubt. Make sure you tell your peoples. And if we may revisit this later, but we want to hear from people, because I know for a fact in that community they ain't down with this shit. They not down with this shit. All they want is to basically be left alone. They can do whatever they want to do without backlash or whatever. So like I said, we enjoyed y'all as usual. Spread the word, share it. and we will most definitely be seeing y'all next week.
Good night.
We got to get Brandon on here. We got to get Brandon on here.
Yeah.
Brandon got
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.